Hello, greetings, and welcome to my broadcast. You're reaching out to Augustine, and I'm one of the many broadcasters within the Kringle Private Society. And today I'm here to discuss with each and every one of us about soul searching on your purpose in life. Soul searching about on your purpose in life. And this broadcast is going to be one of my very, very deep broadcasts. So I would really appreciate it if you actually tune into my broadcasts, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, and click on the notification bell so that anytime I'm live, you can get the notification. Now, moving into our title, Soul Searching on Your Purpose in Life, it's actually very deep, very, very deep because a good number of us in this world we've been scammed. We've been scammed because when we came into this world, we had what you call a free mind to explore. I can remember when I was much younger, I always had these dreams, and these dreams of having huge, big organizations. I had this passion of having, groups of people, several people as employees under me. I always had this vision of being an engineer, and my vision, my vision in life, had been an engineer, but my intent was to be an electrical engineer. But according to time, it didn't happen as I intended to be an electrical engineer. But I became a civil engineer, and at this point, I am certified to work anywhere in this Nigeria. I'm also going to further my certification to be able to work within and outside of Africa and the world at large, because that's a passion. But we were all scammed because at this point, I am obviously an employee in one good organization. And what they give me is just enough to keep me satisfied, to take care of myself and my immediate family, possibly some of my extended families and my loved ones. Now, when I compare my present status quo with my dreams when I was much younger, I will find out that I've been scammed. And you listening to me too, you are also being scammed. Because when we look at it, those dreams we had when we were much younger, and when we do what you call an estimate of what it will take to achieve that, we're looking at nothing less than $50,000 minimum, $100,000. When I looked at big shots then from Africa, we are looking at the likes of Dangote. I always said I want to be like Bill Gates. I can tell you the truth, when I was much younger, because as at then, Bill Gates was very successful. He was actually then the manager, I think, of Microsoft. I always admired this man. I saw so many rich men, and then sometimes I look at Forbes magazine, and I'm like, one day I'll be like these people, and one day I'll be better than them. But if I look at the present status quo now, I'll find out that it's a far cry from what my heart desire always yearned for when I was much younger. Now, that is the reason why this title came up, Soul Searching on Your Divine Purpose in Life. By the end of this particular broadcast, you have to evaluate and re-evaluate yourself and ask yourself some simple questions. If you continue the way you are going, are you going to fulfill that your childhood dreams? That's a question you would ask yourself. If the answer is no, then that means you are obviously being scammed. And if you would really impact in this life, then you have to retrace your steps. You have to re-evaluate yourself and then select the path that will help you in achieving this goal. Now, to be very clear, network. Okay, I believe it's back. I was scammed because I was working with the elite system, and I am still working with the elite system, but I am awake. I am aware of what they've been doing. I'm aware about the manipulations they've been doing, and I am already cutting out or charting out a path that is going to help me in fulfilling my childhood dreams. Because when you come into this world, according to how the administration of the Kringle Society says it, he says you come in under an agreement with your creator on what you will fulfill on planet Earth. And as I'm speaking with you, I know that something inside of you is telling you that this is what you were supposed to achieve. And when you are moving in from your childhood, possibly you come in and you always wanted to be a lawyer. You see, your being a lawyer is not just being a lawyer, but being someone that wants to fight for justice and bring to peace. I mean, bring to the world a system that is built on the principle of equity, justice, love, and peace. Now, when you look at the world, you find out that those people that would do that are possibly lawyers or senior advocates, and you always wanted to follow that path. But you find out that that path was built on a system called scarcity. When you get to becoming a lawyer, you will discover that it is not all about having the knowledge, but knowing the people that matter and working alongside with what they decide. And you find out that actually your original goal of wanting to bring peace, bringing justice to the world has been compromised. Why? Because there are cabals that are there that tells you it is not what you think, but it is what I tell you to think. Am I making sense to you if you're listening to me? Because this is the truth. Or you wanted to be a doctor. You always wanted to be a doctor. You always see people having illnesses, and your passion had been, I want to help these people to get normalcy. I want to be able to restore good things. Maybe at some point, one of your loved ones died of one disease or the other. And your passion is, I want to find a cure to this disease. I'm tired of this wickedness. I'm tired of this. Possibly the person died of cancer, or the person possibly died of one heart disease or the other. And you say, I am going to grow to the point where I will find a cure. But when you get into that system, you discover that it's a cabal. And the purpose of that system is not to make you healthy, but to create a system of absolute dependency. You keep going and coming, keep going and coming. And instead of getting better, you are getting worse. Is what I'm saying resonating with your heart? Now, it doesn't matter where you are. Even in the present engineering fair, you find out that it is the same thing going on there. Because my passion is that I want to make sure that the kind of buildings that are existing are buildings that are beautiful. I mean, buildings that are wow. But when you look at it, you find out that it is not what you think. It is actually what they want you to think. By this time that we have built to this level of technology, I should expect that they are supposed to be flying cars. I should expect that the likes of petrol should not be existing any longer. But we are still using it, and the powers that be are making use of these things to take advantage of everybody and hold all of us into ransom. So it doesn't matter where you find yourself, because it is happening every day in every sphere of life. So now the question is so searching. Are you qualified to wake up and change the status quo? Now, that's a question you have to ask yourself. Because if you are not ready to change it, then you are going to continue on that path, and your creator will laugh at you and say, I put you into this world to change the status quo, and you are actually there listening to me, and you never made any efforts. No, that's not the purpose you were created. All of you that are here now watching me, I must say thank you for coming into this broadcast to listen to this particular broadcast. Now, this broadcast is for you to wake up, and not just wake up. Waking up doesn't mean knowing the truth. Yeah, the scripture said that we shall know the truth, and the truth shall make us free. But it is not by just knowing the truth that makes you free. It is by acting upon that truth. The reason why the Kringle Private Society exists is because it wants you to understand the truth. And after understanding the truth, it has also empowered you with other tools to work upon it, to make sure that you alleviate, or you free others from the shackles of the system that has put them in bondage. And that's the matrix that has kept us where we are. And we are building into a system that, if we leave it that way, it's going to cause a total mayhem. Those of us that were present in our meeting yesterday, the administration predicted, and he has been predicting over time, that this is how it's going to be. He even predicted about COVID before it happened, as far back as 2 years ago. In fact, from the inception of the Kringle Society, he warned us that there is going to be a currency that will be of the people, and there will be a currency that will be of the elites. But that humanity would have to decide which one to go for. And you and I already are witnesses to that. As I'm speaking to you right now, you would find out that the administration had already said that the governments globally are going to collapse. Now, if these governments collapse and there is no funding, what do you think is going to become of you and I? Bad enough, they have built us to a system where we are absolutely now dependent on them. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. You may say, I'm a self-employed person. You are still dependent on them. Why? Because they tax you. And every day they are increasing the taxes slowly. Let me refer to people from Nigeria. Are you guys seeing what's going on across the world? Are you seeing how our commerce is collapsing? Are you seeing how much it is now to buy gas? Those of us who uses gas, are you seeing how much it is? Anytime from now, they are going to also cause a hike in petrol prices. Anytime from now, there is going to be a hike. I mean, a hike in food expenses. And as I'm speaking to you, it's not limited to only Africa, it's everywhere. And if you are listening to me and you think it's going to get better, most of us, we have this slogan, it go better. That's our slogan. It go better. Now, for those of us that will watch this video much later, it go better simply means a broken way of saying it shall be well. But what are we doing to impact our world? This is a simple question. You may be having this heart desire to be a doctor, a renowned doctor. Now, if you are going to be a doctor, or that's what is resonating in your natural frequency, then you should actually be one of those that should find cures to some of these diseases. Because these diseases are actually part of the product of scarcity. Because if it wasn't a part of product of scarcity, then these diseases shouldn't have come up. Because when our creator created this world, he said it is good. That was the original word our creator said. When he created man, he created animals, he created plants, he said everything is good. But the elite has brought in things that are contrary. And with the almightiness of God, he made sure that there are cures. He put cures everywhere so that we can find these cures and then let everybody live a better life. There are so many incurable diseases out there, not that they are not curable, but the elite wants to make sure that they profit from you and I. Each time these people fall sick, they keep depending on them. We looked at what happened yesterday. Murdoch is dead. The people that are engineering this thing, he's dead. It's now in the hands of another people. And this is actually Kim and the rest of them. It is now in their hands. They are the ones now that are pushing this agenda, and they are pushing it into us a system of what? Abundance. Now, we had a meeting yesterday, and that meeting was about you sitting down, calling your friends, and asking them to come in and join us in building an idea. Now, if what you have in heart is not in resonance with your own self accomplishments or your divine purpose in life, then sit down and review it a second time. Because as we are moving forward now, it is only those who can build a project. It is only those that can build a project that can be ratified that will pass and fundings will come through. Already the administration is training us, and it is going. Sorry about the network. It is going to be one step at a time. He's going to guide us on how to get ratified. As at last week, I talked about compiling the list of leaders that are going to be in the Kringle Cash back office. That was what I did last week. Now, for those of us who are not aware, go back to the Kringle Cash back office and go and see it. Between now and the next 24 hours, you are going to get to see those people, because we are holding on now for the what do you call them? The support. They are the ones that we are holding on for. As soon as they finish what they are doing, then it will be updated. Now, as soon as that is done, that is responsibility number one. Once it has been updated, the next responsibility is to gather these assemblies. And then once these assemblies are gathered together, then proposals will be sent to LifeForce. And once it is sent to LifeForce will review it. Please, I want you to understand what I want to say, because this information is very sensitive. Do not rush and prepare any haphazard project and submit to LifeForce, because if you rush and prepare any haphazard project, it will be approved. Let me say it again. If you rush to prepare any haphazard project, it will not be approved. Let me tell you something. If you are preparing a project, the first thing you should bear in mind is that there is going to be a group of people that you will employ. You can't do it all. There will be a group of people you have to employ. And when you employ them, they would have different designations. The project manager will be there. The administrative personnel will be there. These people are people that are going to help in achieving your heart's cry, your God-given agenda. And it is something that you have to take time to check the environmental impact within that place you are. It is a humanitarian project. Therefore, there must be proper cost estimation. There must be room for contingencies. If you do not take time to prepare this thing, there is every or network fluctuation. Now, back to what I was saying. I was talking about preparing a proposal. If you are preparing a proposal, the limit we are looking at is $10,000. In my own opinion, $10,000 is little. Now, that's because I am seeing something huge. I am seeing far. And I have understood that I have more than 5 to 10 projects in my head. And let me also let you understand, if you are going to prepare any project and you do it within 1 month, that's failure. Let me say it again. If you are preparing a project and you are doing it within 1 month, that's failure. Okay, let's give a typical instance using the present status quo from Nigeria. Now, the government of Nigeria says they want to design a road from Lagos down to Ibadan. Those of us that are in Nigeria, from Lagos to Ibadan, express road. And in that road, there's going to be a space for train, and that we need competent engineers who will design it and competent contractors who will help in implementing that project. They put it as a tender in newspapers, Guardian newspaper, Punch newspaper, This Day newspaper, and the likes. And then they say it's a period of 6 weeks. If you are interested, come on. Are you going to see that so many contractors and consultants will write? Now, when they are writing, they are going to write based on their previous experiences. Some of those competent contractors and consultants would have been doing business for over 5 to 10 years. So they will be able to say that based on this, that we have handled similar projects. They would bring out their profile and then let the employer see the competence of this person that wants to handle this project. So if you're coming in and you want to write a proposal and there is no history of what you've done similar to that, it's a failure. Listen, I want you to understand that people are going to get angry because of quick gratification. People want to rush and get it, and then they get $10,000 and squander it. No, it doesn't work like that. It's similar to how we work in the clinical society. People want to become administrators in the clinical private society. That's true. There was a time the administration said that very soon that we are going to hand over leadership to the people, and people were desperate. They wanted to become leaders. But if you look into their Bitcoin bounty, there is no proof that they are getting any Bitcoin bounty. So if we become a leader and then they hand over the treasury to you, are you trying to say that you that was not able to get Bitcoin bounty, that the ones that will be available, you will take care of it? No. It is grooming you into having intellectual capacity to handle funds. So if you are coming and you are not up to date and you are writing to LifeForce, and maybe you've never done any experience, you just want to follow the back door, well, you are going nowhere. Please take note of these informations. However, there is a system called leverage. You may have all the ideas, then bring in the best to work with you. It's as simple as that. If you are an engineer and you lack expertise in geotechnical engineering, geotechnical has to do with foundations, and what you want to do has to do with building a pile foundation. Bring out the best, and when you bring out the best, make sure you negotiate with him terms and conditions and let him understand what you are going to offer him if this thing goes through. There are several ways of negotiation, so it's not limited to a particular format. Think out a way. It's actually teaching you how to task your brains. And when you're able to figure out something, then bring in that person to be a part of your team, and you guys can bring it and build something that is worthwhile. If you are running a project and the thing is just 1 month, you are ready, that project is a failure. You have to take your time. Anything that at all is going to pass will take at least 3 months of preparation. 1 month is just initiation. Sit down and reason things out. Check out what and what you're supposed to put together. Then the other month, you bring your team together and then do brainstorming. Then the following month, you start working on it. Now, the minimum requirement is 3 months to set up something as a test run. Now, this thing you are setting up after 3 months doesn't mean it's qualified, it will pass. No. I gave an instance as a tender. Building from Lagos to Ibadan, you believe, you know that those engineers will take their time to prepare it. Even those that are going to be the contractors, they will take their time to do it. And on the side of the employer will look for the best. Of course, there will be several profiles that will be submitted. They will look for the profile, check it. I'm not talking of following the back door. I'm talking of doing things according to procurement the right way. And according to procurement, it is the least responsive bidder. Least responsive bidder means for a project, if the in-house estimate will take about $25,000 and someone bidding for the project bidded for about 26.5 million. Did I say million? Okay, $25 million. Now, someone bids about $26.5 million. And the person from profile, from his technical profile, has what it takes to achieve the project based on experience, based on past experience. He has done several projects, over 5 to 10 projects, and the completion certificate is in his profile. Means that he has gained competence, and then they check his financial database to see that he is not insolvent. These are the things that they will check so that contracts can be awarded to you. It is the same thing that will apply in our system. If you are someone that wants to rush and then do it, your project will hit the brick wall and it will come back. We are still in the early stage of bringing in people, setting up an assembly on the national level, on the regional level, on the state level, and on the local level. That's what we are doing. But as this process is going on, please start preparing your project. Please start gathering your teams. Your teams must be competent enough. Your teams must be reasonable, not a set of sluggards that just come in and then all they want to do is make money, and then they will put in that. Beware that if you are doing something that will stand and will pass, prepare very well for it. It doesn't matter what it is. I am just giving you an instance. I spoke from the engineering point of view because I have an engineering background. I want you to take note of these informations. You are searching your soul to find out what it is your creator has given you in this world to accomplish. As I'm speaking to you, I have no doubt that I am a CEO. Now, I am not bragging about it. For those of you who have followed me and listened to my content, you would understand that what comes out from me is not something that is just make-believe. It is something that stands the test of time. I had this belief and I understand where I'm moving to. So over time, it wouldn't be a coincidence for me to manage 10, 20, 50, 100 people, 200, 1,000, 500,000 people. It is not going to be a coincidence, but this is the foundation upon which I am building. And it's the same thing that applies to you. You should learn how to manage people. You should learn how to appeal to people, work with people in love and respect. That is why TBC exists. Not for you to be an employee and they just pay you enough stipend so that the next month you come holding on that one. That is what you call global slavery. So search yourself. What is it that you've been called to achieve? Have you been called to be an engineer, a mechanical engineer? Maybe God is calling you to be one of those that will build flying cars, or like Derek will say, the kind of thing he wants to do is have a car that will run on the road, or a boat. The same thing can convert into a boat to move, or it can go underground so that it can move to its destination or become an airplane. Now that is 3 in 1. It is possible. What matters is the financial wherewithal. So think inside of your heart. Or you want to find cures to diseases. It's possible. Don't allow what the media tells you. The media tells you it's not curable. That's how the media works. I want you to start thinking from a whole new perspective. Don't allow what they tell you. Program your mind to believe that it's not possible. Everything on earth is possible. It's about how you think. Or you want to be one of those that wants to help the motherless babies. It is possible. or you want to be one of those that would help those that are in prison because they were in prison for an unjust cause. You can do it. Sit down and ask yourself, what am I called to this world to achieve? And when you have sexed it, you come into the Kringle Private Society, because you can't achieve this goal working with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is already manipulated. You can't achieve this goal working with the central bank's currency. Why do I say so? It's because every now and again, EFCC comes to you, possibly because you are not in their inner caucus. So they keep coming to you, telling you that I saw you involving in transactions worth $50,000, $500,000, $90,000, and then how did you go about it? And you try to explain. But because you are not in their clique, they will continue frustrating you. That's the system that you are seeing. So if you are working with LifeForce and TBC are one. Even though there is no legal agreement yet, there will be over time. I am saying, even though there is no legal agreement yet, there will be over time. At some point, TBC will be the yardstick through which all of humanity will be trained, will be tutored, will be mentored into being qualified to work with LifeForce. This may sound funny at the moment, but I'm telling you what is going to be. If you are listening to me and you are not having an active account in the Kringle Society, please position yourself, because apart from the fact that we are going to become the new government, we are also going to have our own medium of exchange. Picture when we have 1,000 food subsidy centers scattered across the world. Picture a time where we have several other committees, and those committees are implementing one agenda or the other. Committee of Transport, Committee of Housing, Committee of Food, and all those things. And then there is so much money coming because the revenue that is coming from the rotator is now huge. You're looking at $500,000, $1 million every month. Now, if you are in the core team having $1 million every month, what do you think you are going to do with that money? That's a question you ask yourself. If you're having $1 million every month, now I am not talking about LifeForce, okay? LifeForce, you are already a government and you're executing projects, you are helping make things happen. But from the TBC community, you're having $1 million every month. What will you do with that money? If your mental capacity hasn't come to the point where you already have a project you want to implement, then you have to start thinking, because those that are going to be in the billionaire category are not children. They are not small-minded people. They are not people that will see money and then their heart will start beating. Wake up and understand that it is a call to responsibility. You're paying your subscription fee is actually a way to gauge or to weigh how competent, reliable, and responsible you are. It is not that the administration is eating the money. He can't eat that money. The administration was sent by God to wake you up from the matrix the elite has put us into a better place that is built on abundance and prosperity for all. I don't want to say so much. I have been engrossed in this because it was in my heart. I woke up this morning and it was laid upon my spirit to speak about soul searching. Search your heart and find out your ultimate purpose in life. When you've done that, bring your team together and start working. Work based on the available time you have. If you do not do that, oh my God, then the next thing will happen is that the rest of humanity will go into bankruptcy, and then people will turn into cannibals, and then people start killing themselves. Do you want it to get to that point? I am already working on myself. I am already working on my team. I am doing everything, and I am much more serious than it was before, because once we, TBC community, becomes an assembly factory, and then we expand and fill out the whole world, and then the whole banking system collapses, and then the whole government system also collapses, where will the eyes be? Everybody knows is follow the money. Everybody follow the money. Where is the money? It's with Kim. And where is Kim? Kim is somewhere, and Kim is looking for humanity to come together and get funded. And we come together and we get funded. And we are funding and we are building other things. Where do you think humanity will look into? People are going to look into the Kringle Private Society. Humanity will rush into becoming members of the Kringle Society. But the question is, now that we are forming assemblies, are you thinking to be a part of us, or you want to fold your hands and do nothing? The choice is yours. I believe I have impacted in your life this morning, and do well to like my channel if you haven't done so. Like, share, subscribe. Your comments are also welcome for those of us that will watch my video much later. All right, time is almost up. Let me quickly move into the content area and see the informations. Hello, Augustine. Hello, Brother Thank God. It's a pleasure having you on my broadcast. I really appreciate you. Welcome. And good morning, Augustine. Eze, oh, Eze. It's a pleasure also having you, sir. I'm very grateful for you to have come to my broadcast to hear a few things I have to say. It doesn't really matter your age, okay? What matters is the depth of your heart and how large your heart is. So don't consider that I'm actually getting old. No. What matters is, do you still have the will to make this world a better place? We need like minds to change this world for good. Join us and let's make a difference. All right, going forward, good tonic for those aspiring to succeed in life. Thank you very much, brother. Thank God. I do appreciate. And Chikwendo. Yeah, right on. Right, yes, right on, my man. You're saying the fact. Yeah, thank you very much, madam. And I think I'll stop here. I have taken about 30 minutes and I don't want to go forward. But please look into your hearts because TBC is getting much more organized and becoming very, very powerful. Remember, I've always been saying that we are going to change the course of history. Remember that I've always been saying that we are going to have a reserve currency in a digital format. Humanity will be the ones to accept gringos as the same reserve currency for all of mankind. A currency that will change the world for good and not for evil. We will stop wars. We will stop child trafficking. We will stop prostitution and anything you can comprehend that the elite has built. We are going to build a better world. I didn't share my screen today because I wanted to talk from the depth of my heart. So those of you who have listened, I really do appreciate. Do well to share, like, and then I shall be coming your way again, most likely tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Bye for now.